Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist, includes content and humor that may be considered offensive or insensitive by today's standards. We acknowledge these issues without excusing them and advise viewer discretion.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great Retro Adventure Wednesday. It's me, your old pal, Decaf Jedi, and we are back tonight with more Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist. This should be, could be, possibly might be our last Freddy Pharkas stream. I think we might be able to wrap it all up tonight, so I'm very excited for that. I hope you're excited too. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. Can't wait to see how it all ends, because the great thing about Freddy Pharkas is it's been a while since I've played it, and I've forgotten nearly the entire game. So everything that happens from here on out is like a pleasant surprise to me. So can't wait to see how this all shakes out. How will Freddy get out of this mess this time? I guess is the question on all of our minds. But welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday night. Good to see you, everyone. Grayson, thank you so much for the resub. Ricky, good to see you. Paul, not Pat's here. There's Jacobine. There's RJ, Kevin. Welcome in, everybody. So glad to see you. It's a pleasure as always. I've been having an exciting day today. I've mentioned a few times on stream that maybe I've been cutting my stream time a little short lately due to some back pain, and I just got some X-ray results in today. I'm very excited to learn I have bone spurs on my ding dang vertebrae. So I don't know what that means, but here's to powering through. This is a message to all the kids watching out there. Just because your body is absolute garbage trash doesn't mean you can't follow your dreams. So keep after it, gang. Stay tough out there. And if I just fall out of my chair in pain before this is over, I guess it'd be heroic at some level, if not stupid. I mean, bone spurs have kept very powerful people out of the military. I mean, those are serious business, right? So I won't complain about that. Who wants to hear complaints? RJ, thank you for the watch streaks. Sarah Kell, good to see you. Red Wing, always a pleasure. Welcome in, everybody. Let's play some Freddy Pharkas. Load it up. And we've just begun Act 3. Yeah, bone spurs do feel very Wild West. That's a great point, Lemming. This is of all the possible conditions, it's maybe the most thematically appropriate. So I'm here for that.
You stumbled onto this big old dresser at a moving sale and broke your toe. So rather than pay to have your toe fixed, the owner let you keep the dresser. In fact, you get all your furniture by accident.
Wow. Wowie.
While browsing at a second-hand store, you were struck by this particularly sturdy reading lamp. The result was a mild concussion. The guy who'd accidentally dropped it out of the second-story window was very apologetic and, rather than pay for the skull surgery, offered to let you take the lamp home with you.
Okay, this is a running joke I wasn't aware of.
It's your seamy, pasture-pedic, 100% rawhide-filled mattress. You bumped into it at a sidewalk sale and fractured your shin. They let you take it home, which was cheaper than paying to have your leg fixed.
Okay, the idea that he gets all of his furniture literally by accident is
You
pretty
ran
funny.
across this desk chair outside the general store. In so doing, you tripped and knocked out 2 teeth. You threatened to sue the owner, but he placated you by giving you this fine chair to keep.
What would Freddy prescribe for this ailment? Probably opium.
Lovely old glass-fronted bookcase containing some of your favorite leisure time reading material. Thoracic Park by Michael Crichton. A Brief History of Slime by Loogie J. Hawking. Diabetics by O. Mom Hubbard. Nasal Passages by Gail Shewiz. and how to satisfy a sheep every time and make it for more, which you keep out of sight behind the other volumes.
Wow. That's a lot of joke.
While window shopping in Chowchilla, your eye fell on this plain but serviceable nightstand. They got your eye back in, but the owner didn't want to touch the nightstand anymore, and he let you keep it.
Wow. Yeah, I had no idea this running gag was in here, but I'm here for it. This is great, right, Sarah? All right, let's do this thing. Act 3 time, baby.
Srini, who let you in?
Your most gracious Native American, Running Gag, permitted me egress from the outside of the street. It was then that I allowed him to knock himself off for the remainder of the day, since we are still closed.
That's fine, Srini. Look, I've reached a decision. My life is in danger. Aw, heck, the whole town's in danger. I must take up gunslinging, and I'll need your help.
Pardon us for being said, Freddy Pharkas, but you are a humble pharmacist. Shooting as most perfectionally as a gunslinger is a skill requiring most years of tireless practice. You are ill-equipped. Perhaps you should make peace with your chosen deity and prepare to go to the great pharmacy counter in the sky.
Srini, you'll have to trust me on this. I used to be a gunslinger before I took up pharmacology. If I did it before, I can do it again. It shouldn't take long to brush up my skills. I've just got to find my guns and do a little practice shooting.
Some
Very
tickets
well,
to the gun
Freddy
show.
Pharkas. When you are prepared, meet me at the edge of town, and together we shall practice what little must be left of your shooting skills. Yes?
All right, well, there you have it. It's as simple as that. We don't look like a
Mind the
gunslinger.
store, won't you, Srini?
We don't smell like a
to uphold
gunslinger.
Justice and stuff.
Most importantly, we aren't on fire like a
Okie-dokie.
gunslinger. Hey, look at that.
That's Gluteus Maximilian and his horse, who appears to be wearing one of those hilarious whoopee saddles. They call him Gluteus because he's the butt of every practical joke in town.
Score!
You bravely, stupidly grab the steaming, fly-laden horse plop. Fortunately, it seems to be holding together well as you place it in your pocket.
Perfect. That is indeed a score. There it was. Let's go in the oldie barbershop. Wow.
Hey, Fletcher, how's the plumbing business?
He doesn't respond. Apparently, he's too engrossed in reading the latest copy of the Scoocher Down and Examiner.
Scoocher Down and Examiner.
Hey, I put out a fire last night and saved the town. Proud of me?
Of course I'm proud of you.
Hey, oh my goodness. We've got a big raid coming in. Let's pause here for a second and say howdy to the raiders. A good old West style howdy. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Silver Streak. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you. Glad to see you. I'm Decaf Jedi. I'm a retro game streamer. Tonight we're playing Freddy Pharkas Frontier Pharmacist, a fun old West style point and click adventure. But welcome in. Thank you. Good to see you, Hildegard. Hey, Silver Streak, Robot Spacer. How are you this evening? I saw that you were going live with a special event. You had what looked like an announcement there. What's going on over in your channel? Everyone be sure to go follow Silver Streak. Terrific streamer. Always a pleasure to drop in on him. You won't regret it, especially if you enjoy your streams done by a sentient AI. One of the best ones out there. So good to see you, everyone. Hey, Robot Spacer. Hey, everybody. You're here just in time. We're getting ready to go from a career in pharmacology to return to our career as a gunslinger.
Those old boots look vaguely familiar. Better not. They might belong to somebody.
It might belong to me.
It's a tattered, well-worn claim check, nearly brown with age.
It's got a picture of a boot on it. Hey, you know what? This is a boot.
You already have.
Oh, yeah.
Sal, do you still have that pair of boots I dropped off for a shine? I know it's been about 6 years now, but I just remembered I left them here.
Let me see. What's the number on this claim check? Let me look under the counter here. Yep, still here. Have them ready for you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Oh, never mind. I'll just take them as is.
Don't worry about the storage charges, okay?
Ooh, that's interesting. A consulting detective network. Going to be playing a bunch of mystery investigation games with a bunch of other streamers. That sounds fantastic. What a great idea. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know maybe I can think of, because that sounds like a
But
ton
it
of fun.
hasn't been offered to you. What is this attitude where you're trying to take everything that isn't nailed down? You can't get away with that, you know? Especially not in the Old West.
It's a good line read.
Hey, I put out...
Of course.
Could have sworn that I got the laughing gas here. Maybe not yet. Let's see.
Ooh la
Hey,
la
Matawi.
and va va voom. You hand Salvatore your French postcards.
French
Your
postcard.
customers may not be able to read, Salvatore, but I bet they would enjoy looking at pictures.
Oh, no, they're not interested in... Wait a minute. What in the hell are those girls doing?
I'm not sure, but I don't think it's legal on this side of the Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Online,
Well,
Nevada.
no, your exceptional generosity's got to be reciprocated. Could I be interested in you in a free shave?
Wow, Matawi, 40 streams
No,
straight?
thank you, Sal.
I can't believe I've been here for 40
Then
streams straight.
How about a free wisdom tooth extraction?
Amazing.
Oh no, mine are already out. Had them pulled in the dental department while I was in college. Needed the extra money for tuition.
Okay, well then, let me see. What I got in here that'd be a suitable swap? There we go. Take this bottle of that newfangled nitrous oxide I got off the Fars Welgo wagon last
Hook that up to a horse and it'll be able to go
None
so
of these
fast.
guys around here wants to be the first man too sissy to stand up to my forceps for a little old tooth pulling.
Why, thank you, Salvatore. Perhaps I can use this in some of my experiments.
All right, we have some laughing gas. 6-7. This reminds you of the time you bought shoes from a shoe store and they told me they were still on order and coming in soon for the next 16 months. Look how long game is that shoe store playing. Hope those were really nice shoes they were promising if they expected you to wait close to a year and a half for them. Like, I wouldn't wait an hour and a half for like a pair of Skechers. Oh, wow, there's just a coffee pot here now.
It's one of those newfangled old Missa coffee machines. Helen sets it out every other day for free coffee.
Don't mind if I do.
Mom offers free coffee to her regular customers. You're as regular as anyone. 11 a.m. every morning, you head straight for the outhouse. So, as usual, you pour yourself a steaming hot cup of joe.
Wow. All right, we got a cup of joe. Cuppa. Hey, Mom, I know you've been very generous and kind to me this whole game.
Look what you've done! Freddy Pharkas, I'll see you run out of town for this! Hop sing, hop to it! Get out here and clean up this mess! Damn these flies!
That voice is wonderful.
Oh, you're in big water now.
Oof. Oh, that is not a score. That is an unfortunate thing. Yeah. Now that, Hildegard, before the stream began, there was a disclaimer about some of the outdated bits in this game, and that character is one of them. Eventually the game does a gag where it tries to like subvert that by revealing that he's faking the over-the-top accent, and I don't know if that makes it much better. It just kind of makes it what it
Good move,
is.
Freddy. Dropping one steaming hot pie to get another.
Hot pie. Okay. Well, there you have it. Let's go do other things. So we're trying to get back all of our gear so we can be a gun-slinging, gunfighter, gunman again.
Glancing furtively around to see if Doug's within sight, you grab his shovel.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly right. Sierra thought that joke was so clever to subvert what was essentially a problematic character. They did it twice, so...
You start to dig up the freshly laid grave. Muscles that haven't been used in years begin to groan and whine. But with the gritty determination of a professional grave robber, you toil on, and on, and on.
Yeah, I want to go explore the church too. It always bums me out a little bit, like especially when I was a kid in these games when you had interesting looking locations that you couldn't actually enter. Here we go.
You carefully search through the many pockets of Graves' $3 suit until you discover the safe deposit box key you entrusted to Phil oh so many years ago.
Score!
In a touching display of emotion and a hidden desire to carry a little less around with you, you fold up Philip's letter and place it under his folded hands.
I guess this makes Phil a correspondence corpse.
Oh, God. I feel like I shouldn't laugh at that because somehow it will encourage the game.
You grab a handful of clay from the pile beside
But at the same time,
well, you never know. It could come in handy.
Correspondence Corpse is pretty good. Like, I'm not that mad at Correspondence Corpse. Let me walk in there. Let me ding-dang walk in there.
You've got as much wax as you'll need.
Tell me how much wax I need. You're not my real wax, Dad. Where to now?
Play it, Neville.
Yes, Neville.
Neville, in order not to lose track of the piece he's playing, says nothing.
Yes, safe deposit
However,
box.
he raises
Go to
his
the bank.
eyebrows as if to say, "Certainly, sir. I'll be happy to play whatever selection you'd care to hear. And what's more, I'll make this old piano sound like a whole orchestra."
There we go. Now I need to go to the bank. There's the Bank of Bob. Let's sign the adventurer's log.
Thumbing through the bank register, you discover that little Charlie Keaton's kid has an account here.
I guess that's how little acorns grow into mighty oaks, 1 penny at a time.
Okay, I don't get that reference. I don't know what that was.
You don't need to... There's a register here for new customers. If they sign in, they'll get all the usual brochures prompting them to take advantage of the Bank of Bob's home equity loans and other really smart investments.
Welcome in, everybody. If you joined me for the first time, you enjoy these sorts of old games, I'd appreciate a follow. Glad to have you here. Mostly just happy to have some company.
It's a velvet mural that depicts the driving of the Golden Spike as performed by a toreador and a couple of children with really big, sad eyes.
They had vampires back then?
It's always nice to see a small town like Coarsegold get some big city tackiness like this horrible chandelier.
Horrible chandelier is wonderful. I like to have a security camera that's taking like old-timey photos.
Phineas H. Balance has cleverly situated a newfangled box camera up in the corner to photograph customers. Only trouble is, most customers don't stand in place for 15 minutes.
That's hilarious. I've never noticed that
It
before.
was too bad about your pharmacy being shut down. Must be hard to lose a business so sudden-like. We here at the Bank of Bob sympathize.
Yep, I want the cashola.
This is the key to your safe.
Okay.
You hand the safe deposit box key to pH Balance.
It'll be ready Tuesday. Oh, I mean, allow me to fetch your safe deposit box for you immediately.
Yes, this is definitely a town full of sarcastic people. Mostly the narrator, but kind of everybody. It's a good vault sound effect. Straight from the Sierra Vault. That's good.
It's your safe deposit box. You haven't even looked in this box for, what, 10 years now? Ever since you moved to Coarsegold.
Great version of the Sierra logo there. Uh-oh. Look out, gang. I frequently say the most important inventory item any adventure game character can have is a gun, because really, you can solve most puzzles with a gun if you're just willing to use it.
You lovingly lift your pistols from the box where they've spent the past decade.
Like, imagine how quickly King Graham could have completed King's Quest II if he just had a gun.
You take your lucky neckerchief out of the safe deposit box. Now you're really beginning to feel lucky.
Wait a minute. The last time I wore this was when Kenny shot off my ear back in St. Louis.
Well, okay, so maybe it's not that lucky a neckerchief.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, I'm all done now.
Character designs in this game are really good.
Thank you for using the Bank of Bob.
No problem, Bob. No prob, Bob, as I like to say. Okay, so we have a gun, but no bullets.
Your old pistols, looking somewhat tarnished after so many years in storage, are probably still quite serviceable.
Probably. Who wants probably serviceable pistols? It's much faster than that little girl. I want to brag, but this is a great looking scene. I love the perspective on some of these interior shots. Like, this is really nice art for a Sierra game. Yeah, I've been really impressed with this playthrough on how good the production values in general are. I mean, we've already talked about how this is one of Sierra's best voice acted games, I think. There's no question about that. And art and sound, I think, are really strong too. And then, of course, I love the humor. I like the writing. Most of it, Josh Mandel's puns are delicious to me. So
Sheriff Shift has
can't complain
tastefully
about that.
decorated his window in the fashionable Nouveau Leavenworth style. The sheriff hung his hat and long coat on the rack.
I mean, how can you argue with
The
writing like
sheriff
that?
keeps this lamp lit so he can read his procedural manuals and see the pictures real good.
Procedural manuals. It's got like a Jim Walls top.
That's an old trunk dated back to the 1870s. Actually, in that case, it's pretty new.
It's one of those newfangled old-timey trunks.
Those are the sheriff's 6 guns. Actually, they're revolvers and rifles, but there are 6 of them.
outhouse tipping.
Would you mind not tearing that down, Farkum? I ain't caught that critter yet.
Farkum.
This is where the sheriff keeps his trade journals.
Hey, Farberg, y'all keep your hands off of my bookshelves.
Farberg.
Them there bars are mortared in place, nice and tight, boy. No amount of tugging's gonna budge 'em. Just give that one up right now.
That's fantastic.
Drop it, Farkenstein. I'm starting a collection.
I love that there are voice lines for all
This
this.
is the sheriff's spittoon, where he gets most of his target practice.
If you get that thing open, Farky, let me know. It's been
Farkley.
locked for years. Nothing in it, as far as I know.
Sheriff, I'm going to be saying my goodbyes soon, and I just wanted to thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it, boy. If I could do anything to make your departure more hasty or pleasant, feel free to ask.
Okay. Can you help me with my cool new guns?
Now, you just hold on a cotton-picking minute. You mean to tell me that you, some kind of Western hero, is just gonna walk in and shoot the sheriff in cold blood? No fair fight, no shootout in the middle of the street or nothing? Does that sound like an act of a hero, or does it sound like the act of a coward?
I mean, it's hard to say.
Coward, I guess.
You bet your boots. Let's just pretend this whole thing didn't happen, shall we? Let's just see if you can get through this whole thing without shooting anyone outright. Okay? Okay.
Shooting anyone outright. Okay, that's useful. Outright gives me a lot of room to play.
Score! Here, Sheriff Shift. I know how much a law-enforcing person like yourself appreciates a good, fatty, dessert-like foodstuff for breakfast.
Wait, thank you.
Thank
I've
you.
been so hungry I could eat a bar. But you think I could get a cup of coffee to go with this?
Why, sure, Sheriff. But in the meantime, I've been thinking about moving to another city. But I've got no bullets. I was wondering if you have any bullets that would fit an old .45.
Can't move without bullets.
Why, sure, son. Here, have a box of these Remingtons. No charge. They're on the county.
Yeah. Okay, cup of coffee? Coming right up.
Score! Here's what you wanted, Sheriff. A nice hot cup of Mom's coffee.
Thanks, partner. This will sure go good with that apple pie you gave me.
You're most welcome, Sheriff. Say, you wouldn't happen to have a spare gun cleaning kit, would you? These old pistols of mine are dirty as sin.
Okay, son. But this gun cleaning kit'll be the last thing I give you. Now get your pistols clean, get your horse packed, and get your ass out of my town.
Wow. Now, they don't tell you this, but actually your local police, if you go in and just ask for ammo, they are legally required here in the United States. It's about the Second Amendment, just to hand you as much as you need. And that can be all the way up to like mortars, you know, like heavy ammo, but like munitions. If they refuse, technically it's entrapment. Well, I guess I need to clean my guns.
Who would steal a handful of clay from a grave site? If you only had some eye of newt and tongue of bat.
Oh, this is my gun cleaning kit, I take it.
With the sheriff's cleaning kit, you lovingly clean and polish your old pistols till they're like new. Good thing you removed all that nasty rust from your barrel. Damn thing could have exploded right in your face.
Now that's some classic police quest in there, taking care of your weapons. Okay, gotta adjust the sights now. Where is Srini going to meet me? Or am I not ready to be met yet? I can't remember. Oh, what was the death we missed out on? There he is.
Srini's waiting for you to start your target practice.
So I should put some bullets in my gun. It's important to always walk around with your weapons loaded.
You slip the bullets in the chamber as the old memories come rushing back. And a few featuring you and your first cousin out behind the barn when you were both curious 8-year-olds.
Okay. Do you, Freddy Pharkas?
Well, Srini, I think I'm ready to try some target shooting. You ready?
Certainly. I am without a desire to wait any further to stand in front of your blazing
unstable
guns
Deus.
and take my life in your hands to help you perfect your shooting.
How do you want to start?
Perhaps it would be besting if you place...
That just...
Oh, this one. Let's do the medium difficulty.
Okay, Freddy Pharkas. First we shall see if you can successfully strike...
Or just herky-jerkies around.
Score!
Look at that. Uh-oh. Got it?
Srini dodges your bullet.
Okay, so you know what happens there.
Very good, Freddy Pharkas. Let us try some...
Wow.
Score!
Hitbox on this thing's
I'm uploading
terrible.
myself inside. Now for the big challenge. 6 bottles all at once.
Yeah, Cam Clark is amazing here.
Say, Freddy Pharkas, you are not so bad after all at this shooting gig.
Why, thanks, Srini. My life and the lives of every man, woman, and ruminant in this town
Man,
depend
woman,
on
and
my
ruminant.
being quick with a gun.
Did you not mention earlier that your life is in danger most forthcoming?
Something like that.
Might I then suggest that you might be excellent to placing a disguise upon your person, thereby making it to appearances that Freddy Pharkas has no longer around in this locality?
Good thinking, Srini. I'll need a disguise of some sort, something that will strike terror into the hearts of the bad guys.
Yes, terror.
I know, a bat. I'll disguise myself as a bat, and you can be Srini, the boy wonder. You have any leotards?
Pardon me for asserting, but this bat thing is really hokey.
Ah, you're right. Too juvenile. Let's see. How about...
Might I suggest a skin-tight costume with flowing cape and placed upon the manly chest thereof a large F for Pharkas?
Nah, that'd never work. I don't want people to know I'm Freddy, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Then perhaps you are needing to do something about that right ear. Or, rather, the lack of that right ear.
Dang
At least
it,
it's good to
you're
say
right.
hat here.
Everyone knows me as the one-eared pharmacist. I need to make a new one somehow. Maybe forge one out of metal or something. I'll give it some thought and meet you back at the pharmacy once I've completed my disguise.
Okay.
You wouldn't dream of wearing your cowboy.
Ooh, that grizzled old prospector. Let's see. Let's head to Chesterfield's.
The door swings open. From the back, you hear Chester's voice.
Help yourself. I'll be right out.
Chester's playing it safe. He won't sell these until he's determined there's no lead, mercury, or chlorine in their manufacture.
He's a man ahead of his time.
It's not for sale. Chester likes to keep his store bug-free. Even though they're still hanging up, Chester yanked them off the market when it was discovered that lead, mercury, and chlorine.
Quail potatoes are still very good.
This is a brand that used to be popular. Their note for Sal.
That's some great Bush Senior era humor for you. This is still my favorite gag. I'm no longer responsible for any debts incurred by my wife Valenice, my son Alexander, or my daughter Rosella. Correspondence may be sent to K. Graham of Daventry, care of Passionate Patty, Washington, D.C. Again, it's important to note that is canon. King Graham eventually leaves his family for Passionate Patty.
Hiya, Whittlin' Willie.
How'd the gunslinging go?
Great. I'm getting ready to leave town now.
Drop the leaving town bit, Sonny. I know what you're up to. This is my story, remember?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
They're like past the
Now
fifth wall.
finish putting that disguise together and get to it so we can get this town cleaned up once and for all.
Hey, you don't have to tell me twice.
Score!
Willie, I'm in need of a way to disguise my ear. Do you think you could do something creative with this? Something in the shape of an ear, perhaps?
Offhand, I'd say do it your dang self. My nap time's coming up shortly. I've had a hard day of whittling. But you could maybe do some lost wax casting with this sucker, and that'd do the trick.
Lost what?
Lost wax casting, son. What'd you do, sleep your way through metal shop?
Okay.
I guess I must have. What's lost wax casting?
Please tell me.
That's casting with an apostrophe, Sonny, not an ing. Anyhow, you can make all sorts of things by making a wax positive, using clay to make a mold, then melting down the metal and pouring it into a mold. To make a mold, you carve whatever you want to cast out of wax, see? That's what we call a positive. Now, once you got the wax positive, you take some clay, see, and you patch the clay all around the positive. You just leave a little hole at the top so you can get the wax out. So now you got your wax inside the clay. Well, you just heat that sucker up till the wax goes all oozy and you pour the wax out. That's the lost wax part, see? Now you got your empty clay mold, what we call a negative. You smelts down your metal and pours the metal into the negative.
Well, there you
Once
have it.
it hardens up, you can just scrape off the clay, and there you are. Did you get all that?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what your restore button's for, kiddo. Now scrambooch.
Scramooch.
I already told you it'd make for... I already told you it'd make...
I don't know if the game's trying to shame us about reloading or just point out that, like, if you weren't paying attention, this is your option.
The door swings open. From the back, you hear Chester's voice.
Help yourself. I'll be right out.
It's Whittlin' Willie's authentic whittling knife. It's
Score!
You borrow
authentic
Whittlin'
knife.
Willie's knife for a while.
Borrow. Yes. That's exactly my intent.
With your newly acquired whittling skills, you carve the candle wax into the shape of an ear, one that should theoretically attach snugly to the remains of your original ear. But now look at the gunk on Willie's knife.
I'll toss this knife over here where Willie might find it. He'll probably think he dropped it
We
here.
might find it.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic.
This handsomely carved wax ear looks very much like the one that bastard Kenny the Kid shot off so many years ago.
The whole idea of Freddy being earless is such an interesting decision to me. Like, I would love to know how they decided that, like, him needing to cast a fake ear would be the perfect way to disguise him for his heroism. Yes, all adventure game protagonists are kleptomaniacs. They can't help themselves. And who are we to judge? Guy coming out of the tall and
You
thin shop.
return.
Yep.
Yep.
It is good to look upon your eternally...
Yeah. Hey, Srini, let's get me dressed up. I'm ready to
Let's?
get into disguise.
No may do, Freddy Pharkas.
What? Why not?
You still lack for a way to disguise...
Okay. Still his medallion?
You carefully remove the medallion from the wall.
Srini will never miss this.
Well, I mean, you say that.
Freddy Pharkas, what in an entirely unsatisfactory afterlife are you doing with my finally earned silver medallion?
It's going to a good cause, Srini. It's going to help make Coarsegold a safer, saner place to live.
I am hoping so, Freddy, for all the sakes.
Okay.
It's Srini's 99.9% silver medallion, awarded to him by the American Society of Salves, Holistic Ointments, Liniments, and Emollients Salesmen. Think about it.
All right, there you have it. I nailed it. There it is. Okay. All right, more molded. Okay, so let's see here.
The alcohol.
We have an alcohol lamp.
The alcohol. This is where you can
Okay. Crucible. I guess I need to melt this down first. Yeah, ear mold is an unpleasant combination of words now that you mention it.
The silver medallion slowly begins to melt.
I bet it would take a while
The
for silver to
medallion is
melt
nearly completely melted now.
on that flame.
You now have a crucible containing molten silver.
Score? Okay.
You carefully pack the clay in and around the wax ear, leaving a small opening so that you can pour out the molten wax later. The crucible is only for melting pure. What
do we do from here? Let's remember, we just got a very intensive lesson on this. Okay.
The wax in the mold slowly starts to melt. The melted wax runs out of the mold
Okay.
and spatters on the work table, resulting in an empty ear-shaped mold and a table with a severe case of waxy buildup.
I like it.
You quickly pour the molten silver into the empty mold. That just doesn't work like that. That just...
Okay, now that I've got it.
You scrape the clay off and
We
discard
did it.
leaving you with a gleaming silver ear. Beautifully done. With an ear like this, you could, dare I say it, rule the world.
Score!
I'd like to think that's a Day of the Tentacle reference. It's
You
probably
quickly
not.
lick your...
That's right. Crucibles are best for putting witches on trial. Okay. Well, we did it, gang. We now have our disguise. This act, by the way, Act 3, is called Guns and Neuroses. Or Neuroses, which is a pretty good name.
You can't think of...
Srini, I think I'm ready to get dressed.
Very good then. You start to dress and I will assist you in short... Score!
With your boots, your clothes, your guns cleaned and loaded, your silver ear, and your lucky neckerchief, you're ready to get dressed and assume your identity as the gun-slinging stranger. You return to your penthouse suite high atop the glittering Pharkas Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Coarsegold. There, Srini greets you and solemnly assists you in the final preening. It's a somber and yet somehow
Final
exciting
preening.
event.
The final preening.
There you are, Freddy Pharkas. You are mostly indeed a picture of stately, mysterious strangeness. Nobody will be positive to recognize you now, at any time or place.
Thanks for your help, Srini. Coarsegold owes you a debt of gratitude it can never
Who is
repay.
this stranger?
If anyone asks, Freddy Pharkas has left town. And if I don't come out of this alive, the pharmacy is yours.
Here's a big old hat.
That is of a true generous nature you are displaying, Freddy Pharkas. As for me, I would like to open a pharmacy on the reservation among my people. But whether that is fated to be or not is...
All right. End of Act 3. Right into the final act. Showdown at the Hallelujah Corral. Hashtag Big Hat. Hashtag
The
Adventure
stage
Game.
was set for Freddy's showdown. Wait, did I say slow down? I meant showdown. No. I did say showdown, didn't I? I thought I did. Weren't sure. Anywho, now that Freddy was wearing his silver ear thing and his old gunslinging duds, nobody except Srini recognized him. Not even Sadie Overy or Penelope knew who he was. They thought Freddy had skipped town.
Hey, Silver
and they
Streak,
thought
thank
this
you again
new
for the
guy was
raid.
just
Take
a
care of
handsome,
that.
silver-eared stranger who happened to be especially up on his pharmacology. Now, Freddy didn't have a lot of time to lose because things in Coarsegold was getting worser and worser.
Getting worser and worser. Look how cool Freddy is.
You've never seen Chester Field look so downtrodden. Why, he looks like he's lost his best friend. He's wearing a sandwich board upon which has been very hastily scribbled, "Will polish ears for stagecoach fare."
Wow.
Hoping Chester won't recognize you with your new disguise, you approach him with a friendly smile.
Say, partner, that's a woeful little sign you're carrying there. We'll polish ears for stagecoach fare. What's the problem? Why so down on your luck?
Well, I'll tell you. Even though I don't usually talk to silver-disguised strangers, there's a man inside who's the best damn poker cheat I've ever seen. I never even knew he was stealing my store till it was all over. You see, I bet everything I owned, including my store, on a queen-high straight flush. And that bastard had a king-high.
Should be able to win that one.
Don't feel bad, fella. I would have probably done the same. By the way, did you get this gambler's name?
Name? Sure did. Wheaton Hall's his name. Everybody calls him Aces, and I can see why.
Thanks for your time, and I hope things work out for you. I think I might just pay Mr. Aces a little call.
I love how
Good
sincere
luck to you, stranger.
Cam Clark's
Especially
performance
if you're going to
is.
get in that game.
Thanks. I'm wearing my lucky neckerchief, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah. But are those blood stains there?
You know, he's offering to polish ears for stagecoach money. Back when I lived in Georgia, there was a place I used to drive by every day that had this like really cool sign out front. It was on my commute to work, and the sign I thought said the perfect Polish, because in my brain I assumed it must be like a sausage restaurant and they were serving Polish sausage. But it turns out it was actually a place that cleaned cars, and it was the perfect polish. And that was a real letdown, almost as much so as when I moved here to West Virginia and first encountered a local restaurant called Pies and Pints. And I got that the pies were going to be pizzas. I was like, oh, pizza, I enjoy pizza. But my brain decided they must also serve pints of ice cream. So finally, a pizza and ice cream restaurant, just what I always wanted. It turns out they're serving ding dang pints of beer. Who wants that with pizza? I don't know. I've got to stop getting my hopes up for these things. Perfect polish. The Polish polish. Now there you go. Okay, here we are. We're going to play some poker. Pop poker face time.
Zircon Jim Laffer. Years from now, his brother Ezekiel will sire a son, who will beget Ethan, who will beget Bartholomew, who will beget Lawrence. That's right, he's Leisure Suit Larry's great-great-grandfather.
Some of the versions of the box for Freddy Pharkas actually like advertise the game with meet Leisure Suit Larry's great-great-grandfather as a feature of the game.
Howdy, stranger. New in town?
Hi, I sure am, and I'm looking for a hot time. I've been noticing some of your fine coarse gold fillies, and I wouldn't mind an introduction. Perhaps you could put in a good word for me with one of them. Of course, I know a lot of you boys gotta pay for your fun, but I figure a guy with my looks and breath, hey, they should be paying me, you know? Right? Right. By the way, my name's Laffer. Zircon Jim Laffer. Don't believe I caught yours.
Oops, I think I smell something burning or something. Catch you later.
Phew, what rock did he crawl out from under?
My name's Jim. Jim Laffer.
You prod him just to see if he's real or some sort of waxwork.
Pies and Pints makes you think of a lemon meringue and IPA.
Me, fella.
Yeah.
Don't want the women folk to
Hey,
get the
3, 2, 1.
wrong idea. I'm a man's man, you know. I mean, I'm a woman's man, but a manly man. Say, did I catch your name? Mine's Laffer. Zircon Jim Laffer.
Sorry. I was looking for somebody else. Phew.
All right.
How's the game going, Slick?
Aces Hall.
Who wants to know?
Just interested.
Well, it's going very nicely, Justin. I've won the deeds to the saloon, the cafe, the school, and several other plots of land. My employer will be pleased. I should have the rest of the town sewn up in just a few minutes.
Who's your employer?
Sorry, that information is covered under the terms of boss hustler privilege.
Boss Hustler privilege is good.
You don't want to start playing poker with this guy. He's known far and wide as a cheat. In fact, if you could...
So this is a thing where he has like a extra hand that comes out or something, right? Like a little cheating device, and we have to wait and catch him.
Doesn't it bother you that you are bilking these people out of their homes and businesses?
Get close up.
Well, I've seen their homes and businesses. Trust me, I'm doing them a favor.
That's pretty funny. Okay, here we go.
Wheaton Aces Hall, slick, big-time back-east riverboat gambler, has turned the saloon's friendly poker game into vicious, high-stakes gambling, winning money, land, buildings, and businesses from the local bumpkins. That's Muff Potter. Nice to see him and Joe getting along again. He owns, or at least he did own until he started playing, a huge tract of land along the south side of town where Chinatown used to be. That's old Ollie Oxenfree, up close and personal. He's the guy who owns the fig farms on the northern side of Collier Bluff. He's the worst gambler in town. He'll lose the entire North 40 in no time. That's Joe, the guy that had a bad time with old Muff Potter a few years back. He owns a local tourist trap that really is a trap. He trapped a couple of punks in there a few years back. Tom and Becky something or other. They almost didn't get out. You know, somebody ought to write a book about it.
That's pretty good. Let's see here. Does this predate Larry 6 CD with the Super VGA mode? Is it the first time Larry was voiced? Now that is a good question. Like, part of me thinks, oh, what is the release date on Larry 6 CD? Could this be the first time Loose Suit Larry was voiced? It can't be. Can it? Wow, now I need to know that. The Moby Games.
Score! You're cheating. That's a fake left hand. Your real hand is hidden under the table. You've been feeding good cards into your hand and taking away the bad ones.
Very good summarizing.
Why, yes, silver-eared stranger, you're correct. Almost. As you see, I have no cards under the table. I only have this.
Oh no.
Now
It's a crotch
turn
gun.
around, Silver Ear. I think I'd rather shoot you in the back, so I don't have to see that ugly face of yours.
That's kind of mean, unnecessarily. That makes sense.
Ooh-wee! He did it! What a manly man! Riverboat gambler in the corner pocket.
Own a pocket.
Yeehaw!
I could have done that if I'd wanted to. I just didn't feel like it. That's all.
Now, when the townsfolk caught wind of how Aces had been cheating, the sheriff had no choice but to arrest him and return all the deeds. But wouldn't you know, no sooner had one brouhaha died down than another flared up.
It's Zircon.
Howdy, stranger.
Hi,
Oops. Phew. Sam, what's going on outside? You got any idea?
all I know is that someone paid some cowhands to stand in the
no.
middle of their cattle drive,
Cowhands.
come into town and shoot the place up. Don't know why.
It's dangerous out there. A person might get shot.
Yes, but I figure they'll get bored sooner or later, or they'll shoot each other, or something.
Hey, Cregan, yeah, now I have to know the answer to this, like, when did Larry's voice debut question? This is fascinating to me.
You encountered dozens of rowdy cowhands from that cattle drive outside of town who are carelessly firing their guns everywhere and frightening, not to mention killing. Luckily, the rowdy cowboys don't notice you from down below.
Let me at them cattle, let me at them sheep.
Score! 'Cause
Let's see. Where is it I go to shoot at this thing? Trying to remember. Where do I go to shoot the canister? I think I go back to Madame Ovaries, don't I?
The wood on the... Ye old ore house usually isn't open during the day. Wait until dark, cowboy. Fudd's first law. If you push it hard enough, it'll fall over.
Fudd's first law. Oh, wait. I can see it from here, can I?
You can barely see a glint from the nitrous oxide canister.
Oh, glint it way.
Good idea, but
I want it to be a cool trick shot.
good idea.
I do it from inside the gazebo.
You take careful aim with your pistol and slowly squeeze off a shot.
Score?
You did it. You shot off the canister's valve. Score!
That's how you do it.
Yipperoonie, Freddy done made them cowhands laugh themselves to death with a well-placed bullet. Course, he didn't get much time to celebrate. The sheriff and the banker and their unknown employer had figured that the mysterious silver-eared stranger might be just a little too much for them amateur rowdies to handle. So they'd called in some big guns from down south, just as bad.
No more amateur rowdies. Oh no. This is dangerous. I should have saved, huh? Well, I still can. Bart get. Let's see here. Showdown?
Hey, knock off the sound effects already.
What's that rotten smell? Oh no, it can't be.
Uh-oh.
You recognize that smell from your old days as a lawman. More dangerous than Jesse James.
Impossible.
Meaner than Johnny Ringo.
What?
Deadlier than William Money. More fun at cocktail parties than Rooster Cogburn. It's the legendary Lever Brothers.
Yep, it's us, handsome silver-eared stranger. And we're here to put you 6
Is his hat made out of bread?
Under what?
Your fervent prayer is that your few minutes of target practice with Srini will be sufficient preparation for odds like this.
Well, I won Tiddlywinks the other day. I'll give it my best shot. This is good. Uh-oh. It's actually a pretty impressive shooting gallery for a SCI game. Oh wow, flying carpet, huh? Digging that hole deeper.
With his refurbished shooting skills, Freddy was able to blast the Lever brothers to smithereens.
There you have it.
With those varmints out of the way, Freddy figured that was the end of the story. That somehow the Lever brothers was responsible for everything that had been going on in town.
Checks out.
But Freddy was wrong. The Lever brothers had been hired for the task of getting rid of Freddy by whomever had hired the cowhands, and whomever was in cahoots with Sheriff Shift and PH Balance. And no sooner had Freddy's guns stopped smoking than he heard a familiar twang and a few chords of someone's theme music.
What was that?
Oh, no.
Could it be? No. What would he be doing way out here in the middle of nowhere? You haven't heard that chord in years, and yet here it is again.
I haven't heard that chord.
Strangely recognizable after all this time. In your heart, you know it must be him.
And yet?
And yet. How did he find you? Will he be fooled by your disguise? Does he still eat paste?
Kid, I want you out of town by sundown.
Kenny the Kid.
Well, sure, stranger. I'll be riding out of town well before sundown, leaving your sorry carcass for the buzzards to pick apart.
We'll get a good shot of Freddy's grundle here.
Will too. Not. Two.
Getting the full grundle.
E.
I refuse to play this juvenile word game with you.
I refuse to play this juvenile word game with you.
I'm a cowman.
What are you doing now? Repeating everything I say?
What are you doing now? Repeating everything I say?
So that's why they call you Kenny the Kid. Because you are nothing but an immature little child, an anal retentive case of arrested development, with an unresolved edible complex and probably codependent to boot. You were a punk when I faced you back in St. Louis, and you're still a punk. Say your prayers, outlaw.
Goodness gracious.
Say your prayers, outlaw.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
No, cut that out.
St. Louis? I didn't know anybody with a silver ear in St. Louis, yet somehow you seem vaguely familiar.
Maybe we'll have time to compare yearbook photos. In hell.
I'm sorry, that's really good. Oops. Compare yearbook photos in hell.
Well, you may have knocked the gun out of my hand, hero, but you couldn't stop me from hitting you anyway. Sorry I got a mite sloppy when I pierced your ear. Looks like you'll bleed to death in a few seconds. Guess now I can tell Penelope that you won't be interfering with her plans anymore.
Penelope?
What did he say? Your head's swimming, but you're sure he said Penelope. Could it be her? Could she be the cause of all this?
Sure, why not?
You've looked better. Kenny has managed to shoot off. There's no. You poke. You can hardly.
Got some keys and some guns.
Score. You weakly pull the neckerchief from around your neck. Score. You place your lucky neckerchief on your ear and press on it to staunch the flow of blood. With your last remaining ounce of strength, you pull yourself up and stumble off towards the schoolhouse to see Penelope.
Wow.
Penelope. Penelope the sweet. Penelope, my beloved. Penelope the traitor.
How could she?
Freddy dragged his bleeding self over to the schoolhouse. The anger and hurt was just ripping at his gut like a swarm of botflies on roadkill. Only worse, 'cause Freddy, unlike roadkill, was still alive. The schoolhouse door was unlocked for once, and Freddy walked right on in.
You want to get rid of that? Oh, man. Schoolhouse looks bigger on the inside. Well, jump back out to the Scum VM here and then come back in. See if we can get rid of that text glitch. Yeah, we got it.
When Freddy stepped inside, Penelope was standing at the desk, packing in a hurry. She didn't even notice him come in. Gazing at her like that, Freddy saw her for the conniving snake in the grass she really was. All the bitter hurt and betrayal and rage was too much for Freddy to hold down. It churned around inside of him and finally welled up, bubbling to the surface in a furious storm of outrage.
Hey, Penelope, what gives?
Oh, why, it's you. The silver,
That's really
handsome-eared stranger.
Handsome silver-eared stranger, you mean?
Oh, right. I thought Kenny had taken care of you.
Are you kidding? He did just the opposite. He hurt me. Just look at my ear.
Why,
Take care of
poor
me.
man.
Oh,
You
that's so
poor,
good.
brave cowboy. You're wounded. Here, allow me to tear a strip off my undergarment.
What a performance.
Penelope slowly moved her hands up to her bodice and began to carefully unbutton it, one button at a time.
Keep it together, Whitland
staring
Willie.
straight into Freddy's eyes.
You know, ever since I saw you capture that big, bad gambler at the saloon, I've been thinking about you. Thinking about how I wanted you.
Mm-hmm.
She slowly slipped her hands under the fabric.
Could this be my Penelope? Is it hot in here?
Getting hot in
Or is
her.
it just me? And what's with all this echo?
Thinking about how I needed you.
And before Freddy knew it, Penelope yanked a derringer from her bosom and aimed it at him.
Bosom Derringer, you
Take
say?
that is. Drop him, gunslinger. No!
Ah, you got it.
That just doesn't. That.
Or how to drop my guns. There we go.
You resignedly unbuckle your holsters, letting your gun slip to the floor. Penelope appears to relax a little, but her finger is still on the trigger of the Derringer. Looks like she might shoot at any moment.
Score!
You grab the slate and whip it around just in the nick of
Here
time.
we go. We just Batman'd it.
As you bend down to pick up your gun belt, Penelope hurls the Derringer straight at your head.
Ah, beans.
Before I kill you, Mr. Gunslinging Stranger Hero type, let's just find out who you really are.
I love the
behind that
conceit that nobody can tell who
silver
we are.
Freddy, you?
Yes, it's me.
No. Yes, it is I.
Boy, you can take the wicked, villainous, hoodwinking, double-crossing, lying slut out of the school
Wow.
teacher, but you can't take the school teacher out of the wicked, villainous, hoodwinking, double-crossing, lying slut.
Oof.
Why, Penelope? Why?
Where'd that
Why
come
on
from?
earth have you done all this?
I don't even think that shows
I
up in
may as
Larry,
well
does
tell
it?
you, you little runt. You know too much for me to let you live. Well, all right, here goes. I had just finished my education back in western Pennsylvania at the local Meadville Normal School when I saw a small ad on the school bulletin board seeking teachers for a, quote, lovely little village way out west nestled high in the Sierra Nevada mountains. I wrote a letter of inquiry and was offered the position by the Coarsegold Board of Education. They even sent me stagecoach fare. Soon after my arrival, which you saw in the prologue, I believe. Am I boring you? Oh, good. I noticed the oily swamp behind the schoolhouse. Being a good Pennsylvania oil country girl, I grasped immediately that Coarsegold was literally oozing money. But I could never afford to buy mineral rights on the meager pittance they pay a single, unwed female teacher, so I made a little arrangement with Mr. Balance. He foreclosed whichever mortgages he could, and convinced Sheriff Shift to shut down everyone
What's
else.
with the copyright and
Balance
Sierra
would get the
symbols
land
down
and
here?
buildings for a song and give me the mineral rights I wanted, as long as I gave him what he wanted.
He want copyright, Half Dome.
But Penelope, you seem to be such a sweet, innocent young woman. How could you be such a sleazebag?
Wow, Freddy.
Well, it had to be me, Freddy, don't you see? It's always the person you least suspect.
Well, I didn't suspect Srini. Couldn't it have been him?
Well, it's a little late for that now.
Wait. I really didn't suspect me.
This is good.
Well, if it's you, then I'm doing the town a favor by disposing of you, aren't I? Oh, kill me.
Penelope eyes the lantern sitting on the newel post.
Not the newel post.
Oops, how clumsy of me. Oh well, Coarsegold won't be needing a schoolhouse anyway.
Okay. Fire!
Wait, there were a lot of other people I didn't suspect.
The ground.
Rock that chair.
You scooch the chair closer and
Scooch.
closer to your precious silver ear and just manage to snag it. Score! It's too late to wear that.
He's on the ropes.
It's too. You carefully examine the silk. It's too late. It's too.
Okay, there we go. Sharpened it on the floor. Thank you,
Manage to
6'7".
slice into the ropes with the sharpened silver ear.
Thank you. We did it, gang.
Justice will be done, madam.
Damn, I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time packing those student folders. I shall allow you to choose the manner of your demise.
Say what?
Oopsie. Sorry, you took too long to decide.
Penelope
performance
grabs
is
one
so
of the
good.
swords off the Civil War display above the blackboard.
All right, sword fight time. Uh-oh.
Oh, dear. I wonder, did I forget to mention downstairs that Meadville Normal had the nation's first female fencing team? On guard.
Ooh, man. Well, I guess. First, I better stop waving it around like a feather duster. I have no idea if there's actually anything to this. Is there a strategy at play here, or am I just clicking? The fact there was no tutorial makes me wonder. Hey, Sujat, yeah. I remember that the actors playing Penelope had done a lot of stuff, but completely forgot the name and some of the other credits. High, medium, low, yeah, maybe so. This is almost as good as that battle with the Saracen in Conquest of Camelot. Oh, that's right. She plays Marine. Yeah. Don't forget to parry. You never parry. That's the big mistake. Defensive strategies are how you lose sword fights. Watch your stamina bar. I haven't been bitten by a rat yet or anything like that. No plague rat problems. Hashtag plague rat problems. Well, there you have it.
Freddy met his death at the tip of a sword. Too bad, 'cause he'd gotten so close to saving Coarsegold from falling into Penelope's mercenary clutches. So Penelope went ahead with her little scheme. She bought up the town real cheap and made millions in the oil industry. She died just a few years back, but she was so rich that she had herself froze solid till they could find a way to bring her back to life. Ain't that a hoot?
Wait.
Uh-oh. What I get for not saving, you're exactly right. This is on me.
Smart thinking. You managed.
Justice Scoopin'.
Okay. Real easy mode this time. Hope things go a little more smoothly.
Oh.
Come on, go get die. Give me a break. There we go. That's how we do it. Go low. Go medium. Go. Oh, wow.
You foiled me.
I did foil her.
It's not a foil, it's a saber. A foil is straight and has two sharp edges, unless it's the smaller French foil, which is dull and is used chiefly for thrusting. A saber, like this one, is curved and has one sharp edge. As a teacher and a member of the fencing team, you of all people should have known that.
Great.
Oh no. Foiled, defeated, and corrected. Now I really feel bad.
And thank God for my high school intramural sports program. Otherwise, I'd be Fettuccine Alfredo by now.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Score!
Oh no, it's King of the Kid.
Hey, it's you! I recognize you now from the old neighborhood. Freddy something.
Good to see you again, Kenny. I hope I didn't hurt your hand out there in the street.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa, that was you out there? I didn't recognize you. Have you done something with your hair?
No, not my hair, Kenny, but this.
Wow.
Hurling your sharpened ear like a Chinese throwing star, you whip it at Kenny, catching him right in the throat.
How you do it, gang? RX, I'm sorry. Go rest, young man.
Yes, sir. By gum, by cracky.
By
With
gum, by
one
cracky.
good ear all mangled and grody, Freddy managed to leap from the schoolhouse just seconds before it went up in the biggest conflagration Coarsegold had ever seen. The truth came out about Penelope and how she'd been plotting to buy up all the oil rights. There was no earthly way she could have survived the blast. Still,
There you go.
Curious how they never recovered her body.
Setting up for the
Sheriff
sequel.
and PH Balance were run out of town on a rail. The townsfolk leased the oil rights to some big developers. Soon everybody was rolling in dough, sprucing up the town and revitalizing Coarsegold. Me, I eventually found my whittling knife, all gunked up. I don't remember dropping it. Must have had a spell of stupidity or something.
Spell of stupidity.
And as for Freddy, well, he made himself another couple of silver prosthesii. One to replace the ear that Kenny just shot off, and one to replace the silver ear that ended up fatally lodged in Kenny's neck. What with all the fuss, Freddy was able to keep his gunslinging identity a secret.
Hard to believe.
A good thing, too, 'cause Freddy's adventures was far from over. But that little nipper is another story.
Bad news.
Now get off my lap. You're starting to compact my vitals.
I forgot there's a ballad at the end.
Now the whole town still remembers how the old schoolhouse was blown to embers, though Miss Prim's body was never ever found. Since the sheriff and the banker made the folks of Coarsegold red with anger, they tarred and feathered and ran 'em out of town. And Serini, he became an ordinary Rexall TP shaman down on the Pecos, where engine hearts still burn. While the townsfolk safe from danger talk about that silver earlobe stranger. Where did he come from?
And when will he return?
Pharkas, Freddy Pharkas. Black gold fields were his legacy. Freddy Pharkas, Freddy Pharkas. Peerless, earless, and free.
GG. I loved this bit as a kid. Too bad we didn't get a Freddy Pharkas sequel. I've been curious to see what they could do with it, because I think this game's pretty good. FMV, I would be there for it. Actually, an FMV Freddy Pharkas would be pretty good. And that's now all I ever want. Hello, Josh Mandel. Quit crack. Bob Gleason with some great art design. Open megaphone night. The bad Windows 95 card game, yeah.
Freddy, you?
Why, Penelope? Why? Why on earth have you done all this?
I suppose I can tell you. You know too much already, so I can never let you live. I had just finished my education back in Western Pennsylvania at the local Meadville. Oh, wait a second, Josh, can I ask you a question?
Cut!
Yeah.
Shelley, how many times do we have to do this damn scene?
It's just that I don't understand my motivation for this speech.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, why would Penelope reveal all this to Freddy? Why doesn't she just kill him and get on with it, for crying out loud?
Just do it, all right? I want to get home tonight. Look, I've got people coming in from the coast.
This is about acting, Gil. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Shell, it's just a plot device so that the audience understands what's going on. Otherwise, we leave a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh, can't we just put it in the manual instead, Joshy, sweetie, booby, honey? It's just so dull.
No, they might read it before they finish the game. Ready to take it again?
Is this Josh actually doing his voice?
I suppose.
It doesn't quite sound like Josh.
And action!
Oh, crap. What else we got?
Ow!
Oh, God.
You hit me again. No. You really hit me.
Cut!
Yes, I'm cut, and I'm bleeding too.
I hope it's serious, you little wimp.
Oh, it's serious.
Excuse me, can I say something here? I am gonna sue. This is what happened to Margaret Hamilton, you know.
Where are you bleeding?
My finger.
He'll never pick his ear with that finger again.
Oh, you just shut up, Miss Thing. This is all your fault, you know.
Can you suffer through one more take, Gil?
Oh, sure, Josho, and I'll just bleed to death. But you'll have your game. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you really want. That's all this is about. You. All right, come on, let's do it. What are we waiting for? Come on, people, let's go. All right, come on, let's do it. What are we waiting for? Come on, people, let's go. We're losing the light.
Gil, use the pain. Directed at Shelley.
All right.
Alrighty then. You know, good for Josh Mandel for trying to add value
I am
here.
but a weary traveler from a land far, far away.
Cut!
What was wrong with that?
The accent slipped, babe.
Good.
Whoa.
I didn't hear any Italian creeping in. I thought it was pretty good.
You don't like my accent? You call my agent. I can't work under these conditions. I'm going to my trailer.
From the Chico Marx School of Dialect.
Antonio, don't walk on the ants.
Ants? Ha! That's what I think of your lousy ants.
Mike, get Antonio's agent on the phone. Steve, get the rest of the programmers down here. Gil, take 5.
He's King Antonio. There you go.
Double, stunt double. Hey, I said stunt double. I'm not gonna do this jump myself. I could break my neck. I'm going to my trailer.
Gil, just do it.
Oh, yeah, right. Like that's in my contract. My stunt double is supposed to handle this.
She can't. She quit yesterday.
Oh, really? Why?
People, work with me here. Huh? I'm sensing reluctance. Now, please, just do the jump before we lose the assay set, all right?
Oh, honey, doesn't this scene take place at night?
Well, we're shooting day for night. It's cheaper. The artists will fix it in post-production.
Oh, I see.
Off the set, Millie!
Ooh, but I wanted to watch Gil break his neck.
Get out! He's nervous enough about doing the scene without you watching him. Ready, Gil?
This is ridiculous. I swear, I will sue if something goes wrong. This is what happened to Margaret Hamilton, you know.
This is what happened to Margaret
Just
Hamilton.
do it. And
Good running gag.
Action!
Ow! Workers' comp! Workers' comp!
Cut!
Crack. "34 animals were injured or maimed in the making of this game." Is that it? Have we looped back to the beginning? Or is it just going to dump us to DOS? Okay, it's back to the beginning of the credits. That was good stuff. We made it to the end of Freddy Pharkas' Frontier Pharmacist. Good game. I really enjoyed this, and it was great to revisit it. It's an old favorite. And I think there's a lot to love in this one. There's some parts that are a little bit, I don't know. But overall, I think it's a great little Sierra adventure. It's a lot of fun. It certainly flies by. Like, I feel like we knocked this one out in no time flat. So it was definitely a pleasure getting to play it, and a pleasure getting to share with all of you. Thank you for hanging out with me and being part of the Freddy Pharkas Frontier Pharmacist experience, because I had a blast. Now, what's coming up next? I don't know what the next Retro Adventure Wednesday game might be. I have a few options in mind. I'm going to play those a little close to the vest, but the best way to see who Codename Iceman next, not quite yet. The best way to find out what's going to be played next, join our Discord if you aren't there already. I usually keep people up to date there. You can follow me also on Blue Sky if you happen to be on that app. I try to keep people up to date there. Follow me here on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. Get kind of in the whole Decaf Jedi ecosystem. Ooh, that James Bond adventure game. Now that could be fun. But for now, thanks again for joining me. This was a blast. Let's see. We should, pardon me. We should raid out of here. Let's see who is online and where we want to go. Oh my goodness, we have lots of options here. Let's maybe pop in on Cobra Commanda. We're always fans of Cobra Commanda's stream. Terrific streamer. Really cool vibes over there. Good place to hang out if you like adventure games and retro games of all sorts. It looks like Cobra Commanda is streaming Broken Sword 2 tonight. So that sounds like it'll be a blast. But as I say, I don't know what I'll be streaming next week. But my current plan, I think this is going to happen. Come back tomorrow night for a little bit more Life is Strange Before the Storm. We've been having fun with that one. And then who knows what can come after that. But thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening, and I will see you on the other side of the raid.